This is no ordinary horse farm. These powerful quarter horses don't go to horse shows, and they don't work with cowboys. No, the grace and strength of these animals is directed to a higher purpose, to benefit a special type of rider. Riders who have never experienced free and easy movement. Riders who are trapped in wheelchairs or dependent on walkers. On this ranch, horses give their riders the precious opportunity to move freely without assistance. This is STEP, the Suncoast Therapeutic Equestrian Program, located in Sarasota, Florida. And there's no disguising the joy these children are feeling, and it's only on horseback that they get this sense of freedom. What you are seeing is as miraculous as a blossoming flower. For these children are not just having the time of their lives, they're learning to move naturally, and in some cases, learning to walk.
Nadia is a beautiful child. When she gets on that horse, she just explodes. It just starts bubbling out of her.
Mary Naston is the president of STEP. A physical therapist for 14 years, she understands how horses help.
She's so locked into a body that is so tight that few times does she realize what relaxation is. Few times is she able to relax enough to even smile. On that horse, she can do it.
People have always enjoyed being on a horse. Now scientists have documented why it's beneficial.
It's been proven that the horse has the same exact 3 movements that the human has when you walk. Those being forward and back, side to side, and rotation.
The only difference is the horse's motion is more pronounced. That's why horseback therapy works.
Oh, we're waiting for this.
2-year-old Michael Motika has spina bifida. The only time he feels natural movement is when he's on a horse.
Normal children get up and they crawl and they move around and have all kinds of what we call movement experiences. And children like Michael have never experienced that.
Walk on, son. Walk on, son.
Michael's spina bifida prevented his spinal cord from developing fully. As a result, only a few nerves run all the way down to his legs. If he hopes to walk someday, his muscles must be overstimulated, and he has to challenge his balance and posture. This happens when he is on a horse, which is moving his body in a repetitive sequence.
Instead of the brain sending the signal down to move your hand or your arm or your leg, we're sending the signal back up to the brain saying, this is normal. This is the right pattern. And we're basically re-educating the brain.
He's had physical therapy since he was born, but nothing has worked like the horseback therapy.
He just started weight bearing. He just started that since he started doing the horseback riding too. You know, where he'll pull up onto his legs and stand. He could never do that, you know.
Where's that beautiful grin?
Jennifer Lewis has cerebral palsy. Her brain sends too many signals to her muscles. In effect, the circuits overload and her muscles lock up. The goal of her therapy is to break up those signals and give her enough control over her own body to simply lift her head.
What we're working on right now is her just getting relaxed. After she gets that, then we'll have her bring her head up. Okay, increase the pace a little bit, Oscar. Every time the horse takes a step, that's challenging the rider. And here comes her head. You're starting to see a change now in her body. She's starting to become erect. And she's trying to find that midline with her head. Just trying to find it. Looking good, Jen. This is very hard for her. This is exercise for her. But this is what we want to get her body used to, this position. We're trying to tell the brain right now, this is midline, this is straight. Nice. Nice. Keep it there. Keep it there. Come on, keep working at it. Yeah! She's having to do a lot more at one time than we could ever do in a clinic. You ready? Here we go. Stand up tall. Stand up tall.
Like Jennifer,
Okay, walk
Amy
towards-
Chinotti also has cerebral palsy.
That's a girl. Hey, hey, hey. Look at that. Okay, now we're going to go down. Ready?
Her muscles are clenched so tight she can't walk.
Hey, super job.
And in the more traditional clinic setting, the physical therapist has to provide all the repetitions that a horse does naturally.
Push on back. What I'm trying to do there is to get her relaxed so that we can start doing some normal functional things. Reach. Oh, yeah, come on. It's a lot of strength on my part because she is so tight. You want some help? Hey, all right. When they're fighting so hard in a clinic to just move one hand, it gets them tense rather than relaxed, and you don't get that normal movement that you want. So I have to invent playthings for her to do to keep her mind occupied. Oh, yes, all right! The ball activity is very similar to what I'm trying to achieve on the horse in terms of the pelvic mobility. The problem is that it's so hard to get the same number of repetitions that you can on a horse. When we get Amy on a horse, she forgets that it's therapy, number one. She's riding a horse. Little does she know that when she's sitting on the horse and the horse is moving underneath her, it's doing the same things that I was doing manually to her hips, but a much more repetitive and easy way. She relaxes much quicker. It can take me up to 15 to 20 minutes of doing sideline relaxation techniques with her to get what I can get in 2 minutes on a horse. Yeah, fantastic.
The quality of the therapy is dependent on the quality of the horse. Here at STEP, the science of horseback therapy is practiced at the highest level. A variety of horses serve different patients' needs. These aren't broken down horses cast off from a trail riding operation. These are quarter horses used exclusively for this treatment. And it takes constant training to harness their power. At STEP, that job belongs to Jim Miller.
Well, I've been training horses for 25 years. And this is as nice a group of horses as I think you'll find anywhere in the country to work with handicapped children.
To get the most out of this therapy, the horse's movements must be precisely controlled.
I'm giving the horse therapy, making it very supple and relaxed, but I'm controlling the horse right from its nose through to its tail in the movement I need.
Pinpoint control helps the therapist to select the proper horse to serve each patient.
This is not just getting out and riding a horse. This is evaluating each specific patient and providing specific needs for that individual. Now with Drew, he's showing a lot of the lateral motion, weight shift, side to side, right, left, right, left, right, left. And the horse is making him do that. He has problems shifting from one leg to the other when he walks, and that's why I put him on this particular horse.
People that haven't seen him in several months or not are just astounded at the difference in the way that he walks. The way his posture is improved. He's not walking stooped over like an old man.
But there's something else going on here besides science, and it's obvious. You can hear it from the volunteers, who are an indispensable part of this operation.
For these children to ride and to feel that fluid movement on top of a horse, to see their smiles, it's like kings and queens on their gallant steeds. I mean, they love riding.
You see it in their faces, but you can also see it in their bodies, on and off the horse.
There's a little boy comes out here, couldn't sit up when he started coming. Now he's walking with the help of a walker. It makes it all worthwhile coming out here. It's a lot of satisfaction.
The satisfaction these volunteers feel is just a tiny emotion compared to the boost these children receive.
Instead of being in a wheelchair looking up at everyone all the time, on a horse, they look down. They're in control. And to see them get that control and self-esteem, that's what makes it for me.
Up and down. One more time.
When she's up on the back of the horse, I mean, she's just like any able-bodied child. I mean, when she's riding that horse, it's like she's not any different than anyone else.
A lot of other kids would like to do it, but me, I'm pretty good at riding because the horses have been trained, and I'm really a pretty good rider on the horses.
Rarely do these children experience the same level of confidence and self-esteem that they feel at step.
You know how to drive this horse?
Yes, I know how to drive it.
That's all I want to know.
And it makes a total difference in their lives. For Josh Compton, who's being raised by his grandmother, the trip to STEP is the highlight of his week.
He's alone a lot, a little too much, I think. But it's hard to find children that will play with a handicapped child. That's why the horseback riding is a lifesaver, because I see him stand and I see him talking now. His speech has improved. Everything has improved with Joshua. And I am sure that it's the horseback riding.
Smokey!
Here goes Smokey.
He watches TV a lot, and every time he sees someone riding a horse, he just yells, "This is me, I can do that." And he's so happy.
Ready?
Hold on tight, Josh.
Ready, boy? Hey, Josh, what do we say? All right, this is boy.
He's come so far, beyond anything I think anyone's expected. And I'm just so thrilled that he has that opportunity out there.
This is a place where there are no obstacles to a handicapped child, where for a time they can play and joke and be free to be children. And a surprising thing happens. The spirit of these children inspire the professionals here.
These kids are knockouts. I'd have them in my corner anytime. I mean, when you're down and out, they're there for you. They really are.
What do you say, Bub? Look at her. She's ready to ride, ain't he?
They give me back more than I ever give them. To see the differences, to see a child take their first steps and know that you had one small bit of trying to help that come about. To see that happen is, how can you replace that?
The answer from the people associated with STEP is that you can't.
Just before he started, the doctors were talking about putting leg braces up above his knee, and after about 6 months of therapy here, the doctor changed his mind and said, no, he don't need the longer braces.
They get better. I mean, I can watch over the course of the summer that their muscles are getting looser and stronger at the same time, and that they're able to do a little bit more each week. And so that's my main motivation.
The motivation of Executive Director Deb Pittman is even stronger. It's the dedication born of a mother's love.
My son's been riding for 5 years in a therapeutic program, and the doctors say that he would not be able to do anything that he's doing now.
A good example is Garrett. He may seem like he doesn't know what's going on around him. He may seem like he's not able to do anything but just sit in his chair. But Garrett plays with a computer at school and started showing that he knew colors, and no one knew that. But Garrett does. We all try to make this life the best that it can be. And for these kids, it might be just holding their head up, and going around and looking like everybody else. Or it might be being able to go to a mall with one of their friends and go shopping together. That's what it's all about, just making them as close to everybody else as we can be.
Improve the dignity of a person's life by making them walk, by helping them to be able to hold their head up.
The professionals here at STEP are already contributing immeasurably to the lives of their patients, but they have even loftier goals.
STEP is committed to providing the highest quality therapeutic riding, either in this area or the country.
With facilities second to none, horse stock unequaled in the country, and total dedication, the program seems poised to accomplish that goal. And as far as their clients are concerned, STEP is already there.
I think if this program wasn't around, it would break his heart.
I like it very much.
We're not going to stop, are we, Nick?
No.
No.
Because I love it.